Hey guys, it's Ryan, and guess what? We gotta shoot a video because Trump just won the election and the education system is going to be changing quite significantly. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan. I help people earn college degrees really fast. I earned a bachelor's degree in 9 months. I've helped other people do it even faster. And guess what? If we want college degrees and we're thinking about getting college degrees, even if they're accelerated, we got to be aware of what's changing with the education system with Trump and JD Vance taking office. Now, I've been scouring the internet and people are freaking out right now. There are some pretty doomsday-ish articles about the education system being completely done and demolished as we know it. No more college degrees. Like it's kind of crazy. And here's the thing, that's not true. There's still going to be education. There's still going to be college degrees. We don't need to be worrying about that, but things might be done a little bit differently. So let's get into what's going to completely be done away with, all the way through Trump's idea for a free university for students that can't afford school, funding, all sorts of things like that, because that's where things are actually going to be changing. Now, the first thing, what's going to be demolished? First off, student loan forgiveness. If you wanted student loan forgiveness, guess what? It's not going to happen under Trump, and it didn't really happen under Biden either for most people. So let's get that off the board. The next things that are going to be demolished and done away with are DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and affirmative action. Governments had lots of mandates to make things easier for minorities and groups who have suffered in the past to basically have extra bonuses to help you get into college. Trump wants to get rid of those things. Now, here's the thing. I'm not here to talk about my political stance or how I feel about things or anything. This is just what you need to know so that you can make the changes necessary. So those things are going to be done away with. Now, some big things are going to be changing with funding. As of right now, you fill out the FAFSA application, you get government funding for college if you can't afford it. Guess what? That's not going to disappear, although people are saying that. Here is what I'm gathering from my own research. Trump does not want everything to be done at the federal level. He wants it to be done at the state level. Next, accreditation, regional accreditation specifically. Universities that are regionally accredited are the universities that get government funding, or the government can fund students that go to those schools. Well, these regional accreditation institutions are pretty left-leaning, and if you are left-leaning, fine. I'm just stating facts here. These are pretty left-leaning, and basically for universities to qualify to offer students funding through the government, so for the government to fund your tuition at schools, universities have to basically, DEI standards have to be met. They have to be teaching certain curriculums that leadership of these accreditation institutions are left-leaning. That's going to change. Trump is really big on let's get back to education and not politics in school. So it's going to be, if you want to be accredited and regionally accredited to get government funding, you're going to be needing to teach as universities curriculum, right? Math, science, English, technology, history, things like that, instead of a lot of these extra things that have been pushed into universities. So those things are going to be changing. That doesn't mean, oh my gosh, like college degrees as we know it have changed. It's just going to be a funding thing. Universities are going to have different standards in order to gain funding. Now, Trump has said he wants to abolish the Department of Education. And a lot of people have been saying, well, that means that there's no more government grants for anyone. That's not true. He wants, like I said, he wants grants to be done at the state level, not at the federal level. He wants the Department of Education to be far less people involved, basically just people making sure the states are handling things properly, okay? So accreditation is going to change. Curriculum is going to be kind of brought back to just core education. Like, let me know how you guys think about this stuff, or what you think about this stuff in the comments, respectfully, because obviously there are very contrasting opinions with things like this. What do you think about this stuff though? So going back to basics, essentially, as far as education goes. Now, Trump wants to do something pretty different. Right now, funding, if you fill out the FAFSA application and get funding, you essentially can go to any school you want that's regionally accredited and get at least partial funding if your income is below a certain level. Well, Trump has proposed or had the idea of having a free university for people that can't afford it called American University. Essentially, can't afford it, go to this school for free, and he wants to fund that university by fining and penalizing corruptness in universities. So the university system has been a mess for a really, really long time. Government funds schools, schools raise their prices because the government's going to make up the difference, and universities are getting rich. He wants to do away with that and basically fine universities that are playing dirty and take that money and create a free university so that students that don't have money can go to school for free. Now, does this mean that you cannot get government funding for universities in general? No. Trump has actually proposed that even private universities can get government funding for students. So we know that he's just not getting rid of funding in general. He just wants to add a free university for students that can't afford it. Because guess what? There are a lot of students that are not below poverty level that still don't have money for college. So I do think a free university would be pretty cool. Another thing is, if the government's tightening up how to get funding for universities, universities have to change how they do things. Now, what I'm saying is, if there's all of a sudden a free university that's high quality and good, all these universities that are charging crazy amounts of money, probably going to have to lower their prices to compete with free. So we might even see cost of college go significantly down over the coming years. Now, what does all this stuff mean to those of you who are wanting accelerated degrees? Here's the thing. To completely abolish the Department of Education, Republicans have been trying to abolish this department for literally decades. And the Department of Education, there's a lot of messy stuff going on, but there's also a lot of stuff that both parties support, like funding students that don't have enough money. So the Senate and the House are not going to allow this to just be completely done away with. There have to be some solutions or better options in place before things shift to what's new. So you have some time here. Right now, college funding, like going to get FAFSA, that's not going to just completely disappear overnight. It's going to take a long time to transition to anything new. So if you're wanting to go to college in the current system or get funding through FAFSA the way it's currently done, you do have a window here where it's going to stay the same for a minute. As you know, I teach people how to get college degrees really quickly. I'm going to leave a link to a video down below in the video description where I'll teach you how to go earn a college degree in under a year. If you pull the trigger quickly, you can still go as normal, nothing changes, go get your degree in under a year, get funded and all of that, and you can do it quickly. So these are some things that you should be aware of. I hope this has helped. Let me know your opinions down below respectfully. Watch that video right here if you want to learn how to get a degree really fast. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you in the next video.